In our gospel, we have a very well-known account and very powerful account. And our first reading is a little less well-known, and so I want to focus on our first reading today. We're in the book of Joshua. Yesterday, you may remember, the first reading was from Deuteronomy. And yesterday, the Israelites reached the promised land, right before the promised land, and Moses laid his hands upon Joshua, and Moses died, and now Joshua's in the leader spot. So now we jump to the book of Joshua. This is chapter 3, and again, we're at the moment where the Israelites have just camped out right before the Jordan River. They see the promised land. So the wandering of 40 years in the desert has just taken place. They were moved through Moses' leadership, and now Joshua is about to lead them to the promised land, and then they're staring now at the Jordan River, and it's uncrossable. Notice how there's great detail here in this account of describing the fact that the time of season it is, that it's during just before harvest time or just after harvest time. The entire harvest season, the spring rain, the waters are overflowing the banks. So just imagine the Israelites there with women and children looking at those waters, hearing the waters, seeing it overflowing the banks, and just like, it's right there, it's so close, but it's uncrossable. There's a spiritual principle here for us with looking. Is it not the case that we have a lot of personal Jordans in our lives where there's, where we're feeling maybe stuck or stalled, where I know I need to go, or where I know the Lord wants me to go, or where he wants me to become, or our family to become, and it's like, it's right there, I see it, and yet, like, there's something where it's like it's causing me or my family, we're stuck and we're stalled because we're facing something that's uncrossable, or I'm facing something that's uncrossable. There's a lot of, and so I just want to point to one key point here in the Lord's instructions. He tells the priests, when the soles of the feet of the priests carrying the ark of the Lord, so hold the ark of the Lord, and when the soles of the feet of the priest while holding the ark, when they touch the waters, it will cease. This rushing stream that's uncrossable is like, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, well, couldn't he even just stop the stream of the river first? Like, why is it like the instructions are, I want you to hold the Ark of the Covenant, I want the priests to go forward, and as soon as the soles of their feet go into the water and touch it, it will cease. There's a principle here of, there's a principle of like moving forward in trust in the Lord, like taking some action that I know the Lord's asking me to do, which again is counter to those moments when we're looking at something uncrossable. It's very easy to be stalled, to be uncertain, to be scared. But there's something too here saying no, and then it says, no sooner had these priestly bearers of the ark waded into the waters at the edge of the Jordan, and the water ceased. It became passable. They were able to move forward. And so, I think it's just a good question, like to see if there is something like that, or when it does come up, because constantly I think we face personal Jordans in our lives. It's okay, I'm at the point of this uncrossable thing, and the Lord may be saying something similar to the priest. Take a move, take a step into the water, put your toe in. Put your toe in the water, trust me, and notice that they're not putting their toe in the water by themselves in their own spot. No, what are they doing? They're holding the ark. Don't go and put your toe in the water by yourself, but with the ark, with the Lord. I think it's a good spiritual principle that translates. We can draw the spiritual principle from this story that can be applied in our life in many ways. And so perhaps we ask that question with the Lord today, where that might be applying in my life, or how I'm going to be attentive to that with the move forward with courage and trust with following you in the midst of maybe something that seems uncrossable.